I did. And I don't know how I did it off this program that I'm on. How did I go live? How did I go live? I'm sorry. I'm trying to see something because I was not supposed to be doing what I'm doing right now. Is it on? No, it's not doing what I want it to do. Hmm. I got this new program and I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how to use it. I was not trying to go live. I swear, I was not. Um, but this from this program, it allows me to go live. I didn't know that. I just thought, oh wow, let me see if it'll let me do this thing. Pull what I was finna watch something. So I wonder if it'll let me pull it up. Y'all gonna see me um in a second. This is page. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my broadcast and I wanna see. Will people see it when I move it? Oh, not me. Don't move me. Do y'all see it moving to the corner? I can go live when I want to. I can go live and react to stuff, and people can interact with me. Oh my god! Like, yeah, I am excited. Excited. Like, I don't. I know why because I didn't know I could do this with this. I'm glad I went and got this little program because I'm sure like I didn't know how to do none of that. How do YouTubers get their stuff on the screen with them? They probably use different stuff. Cause what I'm using is a free program, so they probably use some stuff. I'm thinking that since it's free, you not gonna be able to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't think I was gonna be able to go live from it, but it let me go live, and you can see what I am watching in the corner, even though I got it really, really small. Oh my god! I know I look a mess. Don't nobody talk about how I look a mess because I know I look a mess, and I was not planning on going live. I was just trying to test this out, trying to see if it worked. It's a new program I just got. I ain't been recording nothing. Well, I recorded something, but I didn't like it, and I deleted everything that I've been recording. Kind of been in a bad mood too sometimes, so I felt like I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna record, but I wanted to test it out before I went to go comb my hair. Well, I somewhat brushed my hair, but it's still like looking crazy. But now I'm just like, you know what? I might as well just do it while I'm on live because why not? I'm already on live. I wasn't intending to go on live, but shit happens. Drinking a little bit of wine, a little bit. I was actually when I went live, I was not trying to go live. I clicked on the wrong thing. I was drinking wine. This was my Christmas present from my sister. Barefoot. You can't see 'cause the light. Still can't see. Still can't see. Yeah, 'cause the light. But whatever. Barefoot. My sister gave me this for Christmas, and I done popped it open today. I feel good. Um, I oh my god, I look a mess and I'm on live. I can't believe it. And I just wanted to watch. What is this? Top 20 craziest celebrity death. I know it says celebrity death conspiracy theories. That's why it confused me. But yeah, that's what I was getting ready to watch. So I'm just gonna watch it on live, and then I don't have to worry about uploading a video like I want uploaded. And I'm trying to upload to more. So I don't know. I might actually, when I get off live, still record a video or two. Since I'm in a good mood, y'all see how I look already. So you know what? I'm not even gonna comb my hair because I was gonna gel it up, try to make it look presentable. But forget that. I'm gonna watch this on live. I don't have any viewers right now, but anybody feels like watching this video with me, reacting to it, interacting with me while I watch this video, feel free. I mean, I have nothing else to do. That's the only reason why I'm not getting off, because I just wanted to test something. I did the wrong thing, and now I'm like, why not? Why not? It's working, so why not do it? And then, you know what? I can do stuff like this more often. So I can just sit down at my table. I mean, yeah, table. It's a desk, table, whatever. Same difference to me. Sit down at my desk and just record, go on live. Even if ain't nobody watching, I can just go on live, react to my videos, and get a video out real quick. And I'm starting to realize that everything does not have to be perfect, because I don't have the equipment for it to be like professional. So like I'm gonna have to be happy with what I got until I can get there. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like when I realized I'm not recording as much because I don't have the skills to do as much, and I'm also, when I thought that, I'm like, girl, practice, then you get the skills. And then I'm thinking like I don't have the equipment to record how I wanna record. I don't have like the sound, so it sounds how I want it to sound. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I recorded a video. I might actually still upload it, but it was like when I played it back, it was static. There's a lot of static, and I don't like that. Is it? I'm kind of thinking it's the mic that I'm using. Maybe I should use a different mic or something. I don't even know if y'all can hear me or not, because when I pulled all that up and I was looking at myself, I had the sound muted, so I couldn't hear, but I can see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to see if it was working how I hoped it was gonna work, but I wasn't trying to go live. I know I just keep talking, keep rambling. I'm a little high, and don't be alarmed if I start watching this video. If I light me up a blunt, let's smoke some more. Like, I'm warning you. That was your warning. That was your warning. It's a possibility I might smoke while I'm watching this video. Um, we don't know. We'll see. It depends on how I feel. Dang, I want to hit this black. Now, and actually before I went live, before I recorded my video, I was like, I'm gonna hit this nasty ass black, and then I'm gonna start recording, because I was gonna say I didn't want to be seen smoking. I don't care about people knowing that I smoke, because most of the people that watch my video, if you watch me, you know I smoke. I just didn't want to be seen on camera doing it, just in case like a child will come across my video and watch it. I don't want them to be like, oh, she smokes, so I'ma smoke. But I'm just gonna be natural right now, because why not? I'm sitting here, I'm live. I wasn't supposed to be live, and I'm just gonna let it ride. I mean, sometimes shit happens and you have no control over it, so let it happen. If if this video turns out good, then it was meant to be. If it doesn't, then it was still meant to be either way. You know what I'm saying? No regrets. I'm trying to live my life with no regrets. Like this little nasty cigarette. I wish it was a cigarette. Oh, I wish it was a cigarette. I probably should use my other mic. So I have two mics. I have, what is this? A condenser mic, and then I have this one. The condenser The condenser mic is the one I'm using. This mic I've used like a few times. And I actually like this mic. It's just, I don't know. I don't have enough room for it to stand on my desk because I have a really small desk. So my laptop and a couple other things can fit on it, but not too many. And then I'll be able to sit it in front of the laptop right here like this, and just talk naturally. That was my idea, but now I can't. Well, I might actually be able to. I move this stuff, which I really don't need right here. Push my laptop back. Yes, I'm putting it out. I don't smoke blacks like that. Push my laptop back a little bit. Just right there. Okay, because I can actually push it back some more. Okay, that works. Ugh. Let's see if I can fit this right here. And it actually fit. And I have it's a wireless microphone. Oh, the transmitter part is in the drawer. It's in the drawer. So maybe next time I'll use this. So yeah, that actually works. This is as low as the mic goes. But next time I can use that, I can get the transmitter out of the drawer. Yeah, I'm just rambling. Like, if you can't tell, just rambling about nothing. I'm gonna get ready to watch this video so I can stop rambling about nothing. So I hope you guys enjoy this reaction, even though it wasn't planned. Even though I don't have any viewers right now, but maybe later.
We came across RV Share and realized that we could make money with this asset, especially when we're not using it. And I think they really nailed it.
Now Bob is fully aware his life is in danger. So much so that he hires a security detail to guard his home 24/7.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 celeb death.
Oh yeah, this video is from WatchMojo. If I did not say that, this is a WatchMojo video.
Conspiracy theories.
You know, somebody out there knows something, and I just wish I could know.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most fascinating conspiracy theories that have been put forth about the deaths of famous celebrities, even if they are in fact still alive. Do you believe any of these? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, John Lennon. The world stopped and grieved on the night of December 8th, 1980, when it learned that John Lennon had died.
Lennon was shot and killed.
John Lennon died? He didn't die. He did not die. He didn't die. He did not.
Killed at about 11 o'clock last night outside his apartment building.
After returning home following a recording session, Lennon was infamously shot in the back by Mark David Chapman. It's a pretty clear-cut and readily accepted story. Regardless, it has resulted in a few conspiracy theories.
Did he die? He died? He did die. John Lennon did. John Legend. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I had a brain fog. I'm like, somebody is still alive. John Legend, not John Lennon.
Some believe that Chapman was a patsy used and brainwashed by the CIA, which wished to assassinate Lennon due to his outspoken left-wing ideals.
Chapman started talking about a little person inside of him and a big person inside of him. The big person has been winning the battle up to now, but tonight the little person won.
Others think Chapman is totally innocent, including author Salvador Astruccia, who argues that forensic evidence absolves Chapman of the crime. In any case, Lennon won't be the only Beatle on this list.
The statements he made, the music he made, it's going around the world.
Number 19, Sam Cooke. Often called the King of Soul, Sam Cooke was popular in the late 50s and early 60s. But on December 11th, 1964, Cooke was shot and killed by a motel manager.
Sam Cooke.
That's how he died? Did not know that. Did not know that. Okay.
One of the most talented singers and music producers of his generation is shot in a shabby motel.
Allegedly, Cooke took a woman named Elisa Boyer to the motel and assaulted her. She then escaped, and Cooke violently confronted the motel manager, who shot Cooke in self-defense. Cooke's family and friends reject this version of events, however, and have put forth various theories.
He was not a violent guy. I never saw him get angry.
Some believe that Cooke was violently attacked by several people, with singer Etta James stating that his body had suffered horrific, unexplained injuries. Others claimed that Cooke's manager, Alan Klein, might have even had him killed. So far, neither of these theories have been corroborated.
This was really troubling to the black community. Did he really make a silly mistake, wrong place, the wrong time in a seedy motel? Was he set up? I don't know.
Number
that we do now with My Pantry Express, it is even more important. We want to create a service.
Number 18, Bobby Fuller. This rock singer found top 10 success with a cover of the Crickets' I Fought the Law. The single was released in late 1965.
They were four country boys from El Paso, but everyone knew it was Bobby's band. He was the star.
On the following July 18th, Fuller was found dead inside a parked car, and the medical examiner tentatively blamed gasoline vapors for his death. Fuller's death is officially labeled a fatal accident. However, various far-reaching conspiracy theories have been put forward by people who don't buy it. Fuller's bandmate Jim Reese believed that Charles Manson had something to do with it, despite being in prison at the time, and others suspect that Fuller was killed due to personal connections with the mafia. It's likely that we'll never know.
We want to know who did it and why.
Number 17, Avril Lavigne. Let's just clarify that Avril Lavigne is not dead. The 2000s pop icon is alive and thriving, but not according to some. A few fans are at.
So I've heard this little rumor. I believe they're gonna tell a rumor about Avril Lavigne. Well, I can't say her name. Avril Lavigne being replaced by a doppelganger named Michelle. I think they said her name was Michelle, something with an M. And I believe that's what they're going to talk about. That they said that she was replaced.
Adamant that the Avril Lavigne we see today is actually a woman named Melissa Vandella.
The conspiracy.
Melissa, not Michelle. I knew it was something with the M.
It goes like this. that Avril died and was replaced by an Avril look-alike.
According to the conspiracy, the real Levine...
Yeah, I heard that. Like, that makes no sense. I don't believe it.
Passed away after the release of her debut album Let Go, but the record company didn't want to stop the gravy train, so she was replaced with a body double to fool the public and continue her musical legacy. The main evidence surrounding the conspiracy is Levine's changing physical appearance, supposed subliminal messages in later songs, and the word Melissa written on her hand in a photo shoot. As expected, Levine has continuously denied the conspiracy.
Yeah, some people think that I'm not the real me, which is so weird. Like, why would they even think that?
Number 16, Tupac Shakur. On September 7th, 1996, hip-hop icon Tupac Shakur was shot in a Las Vegas drive-by. He died 6 days later.
Unrolled the window, arm came out, opened fire, and just went rat-a-tat-tat.
2 Crips gang members were named in an affidavit, including Dwayne Davis, who later said that his nephew Orlando Anderson was the shooter. However, countless conspiracy theories exist in regards to Tupac's death and even survival. Some believe that the shooting was ordered by either music executive Suge Knight or the Notorious B.I.G.
Things eventually went south in the middle of the decade when the two rappers got embroiled in an epic East Coast-West Coast rap rivalry.
Others believe that Tupac is actually alive and faked his death and moved.
Always hear that, like, always, like, he's like Elvis Presley.
To Cuba. And as is often the case with conspiracy theories, some believe that the CIA is involved. Regardless, Tupac's death may forever remain contentious.
So I also heard that the government, I don't know where I heard this from, but I heard that the government had took Tupac after he had got shot, acted like he was dead, and put him in like a facility underground where they have a lot of the dead people that we think is dead, and some of them are dead, but some of them is not. I don't know. Like, I don't know where I heard this from. Where did I hear this from? Like, I feel like they have, like, I feel like I've heard somewhere that people think that it's like a government facility underground where they keep celebrities that's supposed to be dead but isn't dead, and they age and they live a really good life underground. I hope they talk about that. And maybe I'm not crazy and it's something I actually heard and not something I dreamt about or thought about on my own.
There's no doubt in my mind whatsoever that Suge Knight knew immediately who was behind the murder of Tupac Shakur.
Number 15, Steve Jobs. The famous co-founder and...
What about Steve Jobs? Like, he a robot? Like, he a predator? Or, like, what?
CEO of Apple passed away on October 5th, 2011 from pancreatic cancer. He was only 56 years...
He died? I thought Steve Jobs was still alive. He died?
...old.
This is a man who really stood for American exceptionalism, was the man who created the Mac, the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, all of that.
Nearly 8 years after his death, a photo began spreading around the internet that had everyone convinced of his continued survival. The photo shows a balding, gray-haired man sitting in a plastic chair outside, and the man admittedly bears a striking resemblance to the late Jobs. The sneaky photo was reportedly taken in Egypt, leading many to believe, whether seriously or not, that Jobs is alive and well. Unfortunately, this is simply a case of one man looking a lot like another.
You can do
So I didn't know he died. I thought he was still alive.
finger gestures on it.
I'm sorry. I thought he was still
Number
alive.
14, Michael Jackson. The world lost music's biggest icon on June 25, 2009, when the king of pop died of cardiac arrest in his LA mansion.
Both the Los Angeles Times and CBS News are both now reporting that Michael Jackson has died.
His personal physician, Conrad Murray, was convicted of involuntary manslaughter as he had incorrectly administered various drugs to help Jackson sleep. Murray spent 2 years in prison, but many people, including Jackson's own daughter, believe that there is more to the story. Paris Jackson claims that her father's death was, quote, a setup orchestrated by people, quote, out to get him.
At some point, he was like, they're gonna kill me one day.
However, she's declined to explain who the people are. Jackson's old advisor, Leonard Rowe, told Radar Online that Jackson was assassinated for his music catalog, worth approximately $1 billion. Number 13, Paul McCartney. Sir Paul McCartney is one of the 2 surviving members of the Beatles, but according to one prominent urban legend that sprung up in the 1960s, McCartney actually died long before his late bandmates.
So this started some rumor that because he was barefooted, he's dead.
Proponents claimed that McCartney perished in a car crash shortly after the album release of Revolver. Not wanting to upset the public, McCartney was quickly replaced with a look-alike. Fans scouring the Beatles' work have also found so-called...
So yeah, I've heard this too. I've heard about this. People saying he was replaced with a doppelganger, and I believe that they said that his doppelganger died and they got a doppelganger of the doppelganger. Like, what? Yes, I've heard some weird shit.
Called subliminal messages in their songs and album covers.
The myth suggests the Beatles planted clues to Paul's death in their songs and album art to break the news gently.
The Beatles' press office was quite vocal in its defense, calling the legend, quote, a load of old rubbish, and referring to its believers as, quote, nuts. The rumor was put to bed after a very much alive McCartney was featured in Life magazine in November 1969.
It was a little bit strange because people did start looking at me like, yeah.
Number...
You ready? I want some excitement. Joining the party. Step your game up.
Number 12, Bob Marley.
Singer Bob Marley, his reggae music known far beyond its roots in Jamaica, died in a Miami hospital today.
The death of this reggae legend was hard to accept. In July 1977, Marley was diagnosed with an aggressive skin cancer under his toenail, which within 3 years spread to the rest of his body, leading to his death at just 36. Fans could not accept the explanation, and the conspiracy led to where they seemingly always lead, the CIA.
The prevailing view remains that Marley favors Manly, making the singer public enemy number 1 to the conservative right, which includes the USA and the CIA.
The story goes that a CIA agent named Bill Oxley infected Marley with cancer through a pair of Converse sneakers. He reportedly did so because the CIA didn't want Marley
So I have not heard that. What?
Starting a revolution. Despite the story not making a ton of sense, it nevertheless received traction, and in 2018 was shared by the likes of T.I. and Busta Rhymes.
The CIA is never implicated in the assassination attempt, nor connected with any plot to cause the cancer that kills him.
Number 11, Andy Kaufman.
Almost 30 years after his death, a brand new Andy is alive rumor is raging through the internet.
In life, this...
Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta do something real fast. I gotta pee. Oh, that's a doggy. Little doggy. to move this table. Table in the way.
Quirky comedian often enjoyed pulling fast ones on, well, everybody. So when Andy Kaufman permanently disappeared in 1984, supposedly due to lung cancer, the world refused to believe the official account of his death. Andy's last girlfriend and his own brother seemed to have conflicting stories. But whatever you believe about Kaufman's death, no one can deny that a decades-long hoax would have been so Andy.
We're going to pause here for station identification, get the hoses out here.
He allegedly even said that if he were to fake his death, he would return 20 years later, which would have been in 2004. Who knows? Maybe he's just enjoying some R&R in Albuquerque.
There are also fans who say if he's living in Albuquerque, he should be left alone.
He is not in Albuquerque. Y'all, why when people die, especially if they die young, people do not want to let them go. They just don't. They like want to find ways to keep them alive. Sometimes people just die. It sucks, but it happens all the time. Sometimes you have to just accept it and not see this man everywhere. And as you can see in the world, growing up, seeing more and more people that look very similar, a lot of people have doppelgangers. So when you see someone that looks kind of similar or something, I'm tired of people saying, oh, he's alive here, they're alive there, they moved here, and they moved there. You don't know nothing. You're just assuming unless you have 100% facts.
Oh.
Number 10, Jonbenet Ramsay. What happened?
They say she Katy Perry. Like, yeah, I done heard this so many times.
To this American child beauty queen shocked the nation in 1996 and continues to fuel debate and conspiracy.
Of all of the evidence left behind, that ransom note is the most baffling.
The case remains
It matched her mom.
unsolved, which certainly does not help. And while some conspiracies are more grounded and based in reality, others are a little more out there, and let's face it, a little disrespectful. One theory claims that Ramsay didn't actually die and grew up to become Katy Perry.
An unseen man named Dave Johnson makes a string of claims linking the pop star with Jonbenet.
This theory was given further prominence in 2017 when Billy Eichner confronted Perry about it at the VMAs for a Billy on the Street segment. It's a bizarre theory, and a quick Google search shows that the timelines don't even add up, as Perry was twice Ramsay's age at the time of her death.
Blink twice if you're really Jonbenet Ramsay.
Wait, no, that is not real.
Number 9, Jimmy Hoffa.
Well, if it became a question of power as against money, certainly I would select power.
While the average person may not know what this man actually did for a living, many have thought his body was buried under Giants Stadium. As the leader of the Teamsters Union, Jimmy Hoffa was known to anger a few people, and according to legend, the mob took care of the problem. Who exactly? Well, it's become quite popular to claim responsibility for the hit.
Following a tip from a dying man, police are looking at this property in Roseville, Michigan, at the driveway to be specific, under which may lie the solution to a 37-year-old national mystery.
It's an awfully trendy deathbed confession among mobsters. And if you believe notorious hitman Richard Kuklinski, he's the man responsible for Hoffa's earthly departure. Can we just all agree that Jimmy Hoffa could only have been killed once?
All trace of Hoffa's gone. His jewelry is dust.
Number 8, Jim Morrison.
Touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid?
If you
I'm sorry. Hold on. Don't they both look dirty? They just look dirty. Like, ugh. What the? Ew. I'm sorry. Two dirty white folk. Okay, so I'm sorry, that confused me because she said she wouldn't go into her own swimming pool. And in my head, it completely went to, why she got a swimming pool if she's scared of water? That's a big body of water in your yard. Like, why would you even want that? You would find a house without one. Like, if if I was to go to a place that they was like, oh, well, when you wake up, when you go to sleep, no matter what you do, it's gonna be 50,000 squirrels in the yard. I'm not gonna live there because I have issue with squirrels. Me and squirrels don't get along. I know they plan. I'm not about to do this with them. So I'm not gonna move there because I already know that I have an issue with squirrels. I'm not gonna move it. If I'm scared of big bodies of water like swimming and stuff, I would not move into a place with a swimming pool. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. No. So I ain't never heard that he was an alien. I'm sorry, that had to sink in for a second. An alien? I've never heard that. But okay. and everybody. Like, they don't care. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm high, as y'all can see. Did I just watch that with no sound? Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I thought y'all could. Okay, I'm gonna watch another video just because I have nothing to do. I'm just sitting here with nothing to do. What y'all wanna watch? Well, ain't nobody watching me, so hold on. Give me a second. I don't know. What am I gonna watch?
We're Closet Factory. We turn the most cluttered parts of your home into the most organized, which saves you time, offers you more space, and brings peace.
3 serial killers who were identified in 2021.
Please stay tuned after this video for a preview from our latest video from our new channel, Paranormally Listed. The video is about killers who are haunted by the spirits of their victims.
What?
Before we start today's video, we want to bring you a word from our fantastic sponsor, Babbel. Are you still looking for that great last-minute gift? Don't give them a sweater they won't wear or a book they won't read. You should get them a subscription from Babbel so they can learn a new language. Just imagine what learning a new language could do for someone. You could get them an awesome new skills, and they meet the size of you in your thoughtful gift and rewarding. Over the past year, Mariek Blijf Lernemet Babbel. If you're looking for a great New Year's resolution, why not try learning a new language with Babbel? So it's always fun. It's also not time consuming because it would make an amazing how they have a special deal for this video. So please check out Babbel. On September 12, 2021, around 9 p.m., a man, who was only identified as LM, was waiting for a bus in St. Louis, Missouri. Suddenly, a man walked up to him and shot him multiple times with a .40 caliber handgun. LM was taken to the hospital. He survived, but he was left disabled. About 24 hours later, about half a mile away, there was another shooting. 16-year-old Marnay Haynes was found dead on the side of the road. She had been shot once in the arm and once in the head with a .40 caliber handgun. 3 days later, on September 16, 2021, at 10:23 p.m., the police were called to a gas station in St. Louis. A woman, only identified as our age, had been shot in the face. She was conscious when the police arrived, but she couldn't talk because of her injury. She was taken to the hospital, and eventually she had to go into intensive care.
Wow.
But RH survived her horrifying injury.
Wow, okay.
The police followed a trail of blood, and they found a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge. This shooting happened about 8 miles from where Marnay Haynes was killed. There was another shooting just over a half an hour later, about half a mile away from where RH was shot. 49-year-old Pamela Abercrombie was walking back from the convenience store when she was shot. She was rushed to the hospital, but tragically, she died. A .40 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge was found near her body. 3 days later, around noon on September 19, 2021, the body of 24-year-old Carrie Ross was found in a vacant lot in St. Louis. He had been shot in the head and the body. It's believed that he was killed the night before. St. Louis has a gunshot detection system called ShotSpotter. ShotSpotter registered 2 gunshots at 11:52 p.m. on September 18th, which is about 12 hours before the body was found. Near the body, another .40 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge was found. A week later, on September 26, at 7:15 a.m., ShotSpotter detected 2 gunshots. The police went to the area, which is close to where the first 2 shootings happened. They found the dead body of 40-year-old Lester Robinson. Robinson had been shot in the hand and the head. Once again, a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge was found. Then, the shooting suddenly stopped. In 2 weeks, 4 people were killed and 2 were seriously injured. The people of St. Louis were hoping that the killer had been arrested for a different crime, or they possibly died. But tragically, neither of those things had happened. On November 1st, 2021, the police were called to an apartment building in Kansas City, Kansas. 35-year-old Damian Irvin was found shot to death in his apartment. The apartment surveillance footage was reviewed. Irvin was seen entering the building with a man 3 days earlier, on October 28th. Then the man left on his own. The man Irvin was with had the distinctive crescent moon tattoo between his eyes. More of the footage was reviewed, and on October 29th, the day after it's believed Irvin was shot, the man with the tattoo came into the apartment building again. This time he was with another resident of the building, 25-year-old Radaja Farrow. The man and Farrow went into her apartment. 15 minutes later, the man walked out of the building alone. On November 2nd, the day after Irvin's body was found, the police checked Farrow's apartment. They found her nude, dead body. She had been shot to death. It turned out when the man entered the apartment building with Farrow, he had showed his license to a security guard. The police learned that he was 25-year-old Perez Reed. The FBI was involved in the investigation at this point. The investigators learned on October 28th, the day Irvin was killed, Reed traveled from St. Louis to Kansas City. The FBI also learned that Reed had purchased a ticket to go back to St. Louis. On November 5th, FBI agents trailed Reed. He ended up getting off the train in Independence, Missouri, where he boarded a bus. Reed was arrested on the bus.
I'm just messing with shit.
In his possession.
Sorry, I'm just messing with stuff.
They found a .40 caliber handgun. Reed, who grew up in Ferguson, Missouri, had a history of mental illness. He was born to parents who social services considered unfit. When he was born, his mother was 17 and his father was 30. When Reed was 9, he and his brother were placed in the custody of his cousin. But it does not appear that his cousin cared for them because she did not do anything that the courts mandated. But no one with the courts or social services ever followed up with her. 5 years before the murders, when Reed was 20, he tried to set a car on fire. A month later, he got into a fight with one of his cousins. He set his cousin's house on fire while 4 family members were inside of it, and they drove off in his family's car. Reed was arrested for arson, and at the time, his family wanted to prosecute him. Had Reed been convicted of arson, he would have been sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison. But then his family changed their minds, and the charges against him were dropped. After Reed was arrested in Independence, he was charged with 6 counts of murder. He pleaded not guilty to all charges, and he claims he has never hurt anyone. No trial date has been set.
So I guess your girl is a fan now. Daily Harvest literally does all the work for you. With my busy and hectic schedule, I can literally throw a flatbread in the oven, or I can make a smoothie, and all their ingredients is right there for me. But on top of that, it was so convenient and so easy for me. It really tastes the mango. It's not too sweet. It's very creamy. This is really good.
Number 2, Paula Apodaca. In the summer of 1988, 21-year-old Althea Oakley was a student at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque, New Mexico. She grew up in Taos, New Mexico. On June 22, 1988, Oakley, her brother, and her boyfriend were at a party at a fraternity in Albuquerque. Oakley got into a fight with her boyfriend, and she decided to walk home alone. Around 8:30 p.m., as she was walking, she was attacked by a man who stabbed her multiple times. Her screams drew the attention of people in the neighborhood. 911 was called, and Oakley was taken to the hospital. But tragically, nothing could be done for the 21-year-old woman, and she died shortly after arriving at the hospital. A man was seen running away from the area. He was described as a Hispanic man between the ages of 22 and 24. He was between 5'7" and 5'9", and he weighed around 140 pounds. The police searched the area where the attack happened. In a storm drain, they found a unique watch with the movements of the sun and the moon. It did not belong to Oakley, but the police decided to keep it as evidence. Unfortunately, no arrests were made in the case. Several months went by. Early on the morning of September 9th, 1988, 13-year-old Stella Gonzalez and a friend were walking home in Albuquerque. 3 men in a car confronted them. Then 2 gunshots shattered the quiet of the night. Stella was shot in the back of the head. She was rushed to the hospital and for a critical condition. But tragically, she died in the hospital. It wasn't long before her case went cold. The police had no reason to suspect that the 2 cases were connected. Over a year later, on July 16, 1989, 18-year-old Kaylin Arquette was driving home in Albuquerque. Arquette's mother, Lois Duncan, was a notable author. She mostly wrote in the horror genre. Her most popular books were Hotel for Dogs, Killing Mr. Griffith, Summer of Fear, and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Really?
All 4 books were adapted into film.
Really?
Around 10:30 p.m.
Really? Wow.
Arquette was stopped at a red light, which she was shot twice in the head. Her car then drifted into 3 lanes of oncoming traffic before it crashed into a pole. 18-year-old Kaylin Arquette was pronounced dead at the hospital. When the police arrived on the scene, they saw a primer gray Volkswagen parked near the shooting. Half a year later, 3 men were arrested for the murder. A witness said that the 3 men had shot her on a dare, but then it was determined that the witness was lying. So 10 days after the arrest, the charges against all 3 men were dropped. After that, the case seemingly became hopelessly cold. The police did not realize that the 3 murders were connected. The murder of her daughter haunted Lois Duncan. She wrote 2 books about the murder, 1992's Who Killed My Daughter and Went to the Wolves, which was published in 2013. Tragically, Duncan died in 2016 at the age of 82 without finding out who killed her daughter. 32 years after Kaylin Arquette's murder, in July 2021, the police arrested a 53-year-old man named Paula Apodaca for a parole violation. Apodaca had a long criminal history. He had served time in prison for rape, kidnapping, aggravated battery, and battery on a peace officer. In 1995, Apodaca was convicted of raping his 14-year-old stepsister, and he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. In summer 2021, Apodaca was on probation for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He was homeless, and he was supposed to be staying at a homeless shelter as part of his probation. But when he didn't report to the homeless shelter, he was arrested. It's unclear if he was being questioned, but suddenly he started confessing. He said that in the 1980s and 1990s, he committed several murders and rapes. He confessed to the murder of 21-year-old Althea Oakley. He said he was working as a security guard less than a mile from where she was murdered. He said he was driving and he came across Oakley as she was walking alone. He drove behind her and he planned on kidnapping her at knife point and then raping her. He pulled ahead of her and parked his car. Apodaca said that he thought that there might be a struggle, so he removed his watch. He said that the watch tracked the movements of the sun and the moon. He threw the watch into a storm drain. He said that he walked up to Oakley and she smiled at him and said hi. Apodaca told the police, "That's the worst part. That's the worst part. I heard someone that smiled at me." He then stabbed her multiple times.
Meet Suvi, the magical all-in-one countertop kitchen robot. Sous vide saves you time and lets you cook delicious meals for you or your whole family. The best part? It takes up less space than your microwave. Planning ahead? Simply load your ingredients, schedule dinner, and sous vide does the rest. With its revolutionary cool-to-cook technology, your ingredients stay refrigerated until it's time to start cooking. Sous vide's multiple zones ensure that everything is ready at precisely the same time. In a hurry? With Rapid Cook Mode, you can go from fully frozen ingredients to a perfectly cooked dinner in less than 25 minutes. Whether you want to bake a cake, roast, steam,
Apodaca explained, "I think what made me do it, what made me attack her was all the hatred I had for women. Because growing up, I had seen men treating women bad, and they go for the bad guys. I tried to be nice and be good, and they just didn't want that. So I was jealous and had hatred, and I just released it." Apodaca also confessed to the murder of Caitlin Arquette. When the police arrived at the scene of the shooting, they noted that there was a Volkswagen Beetle parked nearby. The driver of the Beetle was Paula Apodaca. The police collected his information, but he was never interviewed, even though he had an extensive criminal record. Finally, Apodaca confessed to the murder of Stella Gonzalez. Details of that confession were not made public. After 3 decades, the police believe that they have finally found the killer of the 3 women. At the time of this recording, Paula Apodaca has only been charged with the murder of Althea Oakley, but it's expected that more charges are coming. The police have also said that Apodaca may have committed more murders. 53-year-old Paula Apodaca is currently being held at the Lee County Correctional Facility in Hobbs, New Mexico. No trial date has been set. Number 1. Francois Revo. On April 8, 1986, an 8-year-old girl named Sarah was leaving her family's apartment in Paris, France. In the elevator of her building, she was confronted by a man who said he was a police officer. He took her into the basement of her building, where he raped her. He then strangled her. The girl survived, and the assault was reported to the police. 3 days later, a man was riding in an elevator in a different building with a girl only identified as Natalie. He pulled her out of the elevator and dragged her into the stairwell. He attempted to sexually assault her, but the sound of footsteps startled him, so he let her go. A month later, on May 5, 1986, 11-year-old Cecile Bloch left her family's apartment to go to school. At lunch, her mother called home, but no one answered. She called Cecile's school and learned that she did not attend classes that morning. The security guard at their building was alerted, and he looked around the building. In the basement, under an old piece of carpet, was the partially nude body of 11-year-old Cecile Bloch. She had been raped, strangled, and stabbed in the chest. The police talked to Cecile's half-brother, Luc Richard. He remembered encountering a strange man in the elevator. He said that the man seemed very sure of himself and he was too polite. When they parted ways, the man said, "Have a very, very good day." Luc described the man to a sketch artist. He said that the most notable feature of the man was that he had acne scars on his face. The killer became known as Le Gorille, or the pockmarked man.
What is that?
Unfortunately, the police had no promising suspects. Well, the police thought that the attacks and the murder of Cecile were all committed by the same man, but they didn't find any likely suspects. In 1992, the case was closed without an arrest being made. 4 years later, in 1996, the case was reopened so that semen collected from Cecile's body could be submitted for DNA testing. It turned out that the DNA did not reveal the killer's identity, but it did link him to many more serious crimes. Over the years after the DNA match, even more crimes have been attributed to him. The first of these crimes happened over a month after Cecile's murder. On April 1st, 1987, a 14-year-old boy named Cyril was having a party in the apartment he shared with his mother and stepfather. His mother and stepfather were away for the evening. About a dozen teenagers were at the party. A man who said he was with the Gendarmerie, which is a military force that does law enforcement in the civilian population, called through the intercom. He said he was there because of noise complaints. Once he was in the apartment, he kicked out the other kids, but made Cyril and his 14-year-old girlfriend, Jennifer, stay behind. Once the other kids were gone, he tied Cyril to his mother and stepfather's bed. He tied Jennifer to Cyril's bed.
Why?
He attempted to sexually assault Jennifer, but she fought him off. Cyril was able to free himself, and when the man came back into the room, he smashed him in the face with a clock. Cyril then went into his bedroom and freed Jennifer. They fled the apartment. On April 29, 1987, 38-year-old Gilles Politi was found dead in his bed by his wife. Politi worked as an overnight mechanic for Air France. When he was found, he was naked. He had been tied to the bed. He had been tortured by being burned with lit cigarettes. Finally, he was strangled to death with a garrote. In another bedroom was the dead body of the family's German au pair, 21-year-old Irmgard Mueller. She had also been tied to the bed and tortured with a lit cigarette. In addition to that, she had been sexually assaulted. Finally, her throat had been slit. Less than 2 weeks later, a man knocked on the door of a 26-year-old woman identified as Andrea S.
What?
The man said he was a police officer. He was investigating a report of strange noises.
So he just keep going
Andrea
around.
didn't doubt that the man was a police officer.
He just keep going around doing the same thing, saying the same stuff. He's a police officer. He get up in there. Oh, wow. That's crazy.
He had a walkie-talkie and a gun. Suddenly, he pushed her into her apartment. He
Excuse
pulled out
me.
the gun and tied her up. He then sexually assaulted her. When he was done, he left the apartment. Andrea was able to free herself, and she called the police. 4 months later, on September 2nd, 1987, a 34-year-old school teacher named Sylvia was selling a cabinet. A man came to her apartment saying he wanted to look at the cabinet. When he was in her apartment, he pulled out a gun equipped with a silencer. He forced her into the bedroom where he tied her up and then raped her. He left her alive. A month and a half later, on October 20th, 1987,
one person.
a man identifying himself as a police officer knocked on the door of a 29-year-old editor for a fashion magazine named Lori. At the time, Lori had a friend over, and her friend had her 18-month-old baby with her.
Hi, I'm Alex, your designer with Closet Factory. Have you been spending more time at home lately? Maybe you've noticed some...
He tied up both women. He stole some items, but left the women and baby unharmed. A week later, on October 27th, 1987, a 14-year-old girl, identified only as Mary Ann, left her school to go home for lunch. In a common area of her building, she encountered a man who followed her to the elevator. The man told Mary Ann that he was a police officer. Mary Ann was both a citizen of Brazil and France, and the man asked to see her identity papers. She told him she didn't have them on her, so they went to her apartment. In the apartment, the man pulled out a gun. He bound her and raped her. He stole some items and then left the apartment. On November 26, 1987, 4 women living in the same area said that they were harassed by a young man who claimed he was a police officer. He tried to get into their apartments, but all 4 women were able to get in and keep the man away from them. On November
That's what I'm talking about.
30th, 1987. The same man tried to kidnap a 25-year-old woman. He thought he was following her into her apartment, but the woman actually entered a photo lab that had several people in it. When he saw the other people, he left. Just 15 minutes later, he confronted two boys.
Oh, sorry. That's what he get. And nobody seen his face when he walked up in our
Boys, one who was 14, another who was 13. He said he was investigating runaways and he wanted to see their identification. The boys didn't have any, so he ordered them to take him to their home. The boys did as they were ordered. Once they were at one of their homes, he tied up the boys and stole several items. He left them physically unharmed. A week later, he encountered an 8-year-old girl in the common area of her apartment building. He told her he was a police officer and he asked to see her papers.
How many? How many of them is it going to be? Dang. Oh my God, dang.
He took her to the stairwell and hugged her tightly. The man kept hearing footsteps.
I'm sorry if it looks like I'm getting tired of the story. That's not the case. It's just, it's how, like I said, how many? It's just like the list is going.
So he left her in the stairwell and made his way out of the building. After that, the pockmarked man went quiet. No one was sure why he stopped, but the people of Paris were happy that he did. Nearly 3 years later, some people believe that he re-emerged. On January 30th, 1991, an 11-year-old girl was raped in the elevator of her apartment building. She was shown sketches of several different men. She picked out the sketch of the pockmarked man and said that he was the one who attacked her. On December 4th, 1991, 23-year-old Sophie Narm, an intern at a real estate company, was supposed to show a man in an apartment. The next day, her dead body was found in the apartment. She had been bound and raped. She was then strangled to death. It is believed that the pockmarked man committed the murder, but genetic evidence was lost, so it couldn't be definitively linked to him. But the investigators believe that she was his 5th murder victim. However, not every...
You don't know that? Oh, wow, genetic. Oh my God, what the?
Everyone is convinced he committed the last 2 crimes. Instead, they think he took a 7-year break. What many people do agree upon is that he probably struck up his old habits in September 1994. On June 9th, 1994, 19-year-old Corinne Leroy left for school. Tragically, she never made it to school. She was reported missing that night. On June 12, 1994, 33 days after she went missing, her body was found in a wooded area just over 6 miles from her home. She was fully clothed. She had been strangled to death with a garrote, which is how Gilles Politi was killed. However, no genetic evidence connects her murder with the other murders. 3 days after Corinne went missing, an 11-year-old girl named Ingrid was playing in the small town of Mitry-Mory, which is about 24 miles from downtown Paris. A man approached her and said he was a police officer. He put handcuffs on her wrists and he placed her in the back of his car. He took her to an abandoned house where he sexually assaulted her. He left her in the house and vanished.
They need to catch this man because he's getting on my nerves. How many people is he gonna get? And I ain't heard about him.
Once again, the genetic evidence was lost, so the police could not definitively link the attack to the pockmarked man, but elements of the crime, like the man claiming to be a police officer, made people think it was the work of the pockmarked man. If it was the last known attack by the man. The case went cold again. Then, in 2021, 27 years after the last known attack, the case was reopened. The police concluded that based on witness accounts, the killer was most likely a member of the gendarmerie.
Why?
At the time,
Why
there were
think that?
750 gendarmes stationed in Paris.
Was he?
On September 24th, a letter was sent to all the gendarmes who were still alive, asking for a sample of their DNA within 5 days.
Daily Harvest, you make eating veggies so easy. Take a little smell. Just wow. Yes, I'm eating so.
On September 27th, a woman whose husband received the letter reported him missing. He was 59-year-old father of two, Francois Revo. Revo had been a member of the gendarmerie, but he later became a police officer. He had since retired. 2 days after he was reported missing, he was found at a seaside resort near Montpellier in the south of France. He had died from a drug overdose. He wrote a suicide note in which he didn't leave any specific details, but he does confess to being the pockmarked man. He wrote, "I confess to being a great criminal who committed unforgivable acts until the end of the 1990s. He explained he had previous impulses, but he had got himself together. He also wrote that after 1997, he had done nothing. It was a match. Over 35 years after the first murder, the police considered the case closed. The police said it was a bittersweet ending to the case. They were happy he was identified, but there were a lot of unanswered questions.
So
The
who
police
did?
said they will probably never know how many people he raped and murdered.
Apparently.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. Now here's a clip from our video, 3 Killers Haunted by Their Victims, from our new channel, Paranormally Listed. The last time April's parents saw her, she was riding her bike.
Oh, she's a cute little girl.
But 20 minutes later, April's mother, Coral, went out to bring her home. But she couldn't find April. Coral immediately called 999, which is the emergency line in Great Britain. Officers were in the area in minutes. One girl said that she saw April talking to a man, and then she got into his gray van. One notable thing that the girl said was that April got into the right side of the car. This is unusual because in most vehicles in the United Kingdom, the driver's side is on the right-hand side. She also described the man by saying he had brown hair, a beard, and blue or green eyes. He was wearing a green jacket or a jumper, jeans, and running shoes.
The little girl seen everything.
Massive searches were conducted for April.
Wow.
You can watch the rest of the video by clicking.
I want to watch that. I swear. I want to watch that. Oh my God. So I hope you guys enjoyed this unplanned live. I wasn't planning on going live, and once I went live, I just didn't want to turn it off. I'm like, I'm finna watch a video anyways. I might as well watch it on live. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. I'm like learning stuff about this little program that I got on my laptop, so I can do more. And I'm glad I got this, because now I can record my screen, I can record me, I can go live with me and what I'm watching at the same time. I'm like really excited. Like, I don't know, I feel like a kid in a candy store. Like, I'm excited. I'm like, I can do so much now. I can do so much more now. And it actually feels good. Like, and then it's like, I wasn't trying to do that, and I found how to do that. Now I'm wondering what else this little program can do. It's called OBS something. It's a little free little program, but I didn't think it was gonna let me go live, like especially that quick. And I ain't click on anything. Well, I did accidentally click on something, but I didn't know it was gonna like literally have me go live. I'm like, okay. So like, I'm finna go in the settings. I'm finna play around with everything and see exactly what I can do. And actually, now I'm in like studio mode, so now I can see like a preview of what you guys are seeing, which is cool. So then like, you see how I was moving the box that I was seeing to a different position. I could do like make sure I can see exactly how it's gonna look before I go live. And I just realized that as I was recording. That's why I started moving the box. I'm like, I don't like it down there. I want to move it somewhere else. And now I could do more. Now, oh my God, I could do more. Like, I could just go live if I want to for no reason. Just because I could just talk to y'all whenever I feel like it. Oh, wow. Like, I'm really excited. Really excited. Wow. I don't care. I'm excited. My bad. Somebody was coming up the stairs. Well, first, I thought I heard somebody knocking on the door downstairs, the front door. And then I heard somebody come up the stairs. And I'm like, is they gonna come up in here and bother me? And I know it's not my boo. So, like, nobody should be bothering me right now. I'm trying to sit here and relax. I don't know why, because I ain't did nothing all day. I just been chilling. I just want to chill. I'm done. I'm not going to watch any more videos, because then this live would be really, really, really long. I don't want to stop the stream, though, because I'm like, it's been a really long time since I did anything. I'm gonna stop it because I have nothing else to talk about. I'm not gonna watch another video now. I'm gonna start doing more true crime things. Like, what's weird is, I think this is really weird. I don't know if you think it's weird. If you think it's weird, leave a comment down below telling me you guys also agree with me or you disagree. But I think it's weird. So, like, a couple days ago, I looked up Sylvia likings, and I went into clicking other true crime stories, like, and then I checked. I was just clicking on them. I wasn't really reading them, but then I clicked on a guy named Anthony Sowell, or something like that, however you pronounce his name. I clicked on it, and I actually read his somewhat, and it didn't have every detail of, like, what happened, but it had some details of what had happened in his case, and he's a serial killer, and I think he went to jail in 2009 or something like that. I don't remember exactly, I'm sorry. My memory ain't the best. But, I was reading like the little details that was given to me on the little website that I read. It was like, you know, a little snippet like of something, and then you can look it up yourself. And I'm like, I read the little article, and then I told myself I was gonna look it up, and I was gonna read more into it. And then that chapter, a couple days later, I'm like, I don't went on about my business. I didn't research more. I didn't go read any more articles, try to find any more details into it. That chapter come like 3 days, 4 days later. That chapter, I find out that he just came out with a new video. His new video had came out like a day, 2 days before, a day or two before I watched it, and he had came out with a video about Matthew Sowell, and I'm just like, what a coincidence. And I just went looking for that chapter because I'm like, I like that chapter videos, and I be watching them and stuff, and he hasn't popped up on my recommended feed in a minute. Like, I've seen other stuff, but he hasn't popped up. So I went and looked them up, and one of like the first 3 or 4 videos was Anthony Sowell, and I'm like, that is just so weird. I was just looking this person up, and he done did a video on him. Oh my God, what a coincidence! And it's just like, I find that extra weird. Isn't that weird, or am I just weird? Because I think that is like super weird. Like, I feel like we was kind of on the same brainwave for a little while. Like, we gonna do this Anthony Sowell, and like, it's crazy because I'm like, I like true crime, and I ain't heard about him. Like, it's a lot of cases that I have heard about, but I'm learning that there are so many more to be explored that I don't know about. And since I feel like I am more passionate about that, and I can sit here all day and talk about true crime and talk about things that happen in true crime and learn about true crime, watch true crime. I can sit here and listen to somebody talk about true crime for like hours. I like watching investigations, like interrogations. Like, I just like, it's very interesting to me. So I don't know, I just found that really odd and weird that like right after I tell myself that I'm gonna look this guy up, that chapter does a video, like, and I watched the video, like, not that he did the video. It's not like that we talked or he was like, oh, Keisha wants this video, man. No, it's just that, like, when I went and looked up that chapter, because I ain't seen him on my feed in a while, that's one of the first videos that I come across is about Anthony Sowell, when I would just discovered this person, whoever this person is. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, dang. I felt like we was connected. Like, that's my brother from another mother. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Y'all don't mind me. I'm a little high. I might be a little tipsy. I'm not tipsy. That's a lie. Like, I drink. A little bit of wine ain't gonna give me tipsy like that. But I feel pretty decent. I know I'm high. And that little weed I was smoking. Yeah. I went into a whole little rant. I didn't mean to go into a rant. I was just like, that was just weird to me. And I'm like, who else? Like, who else am I gonna look up and then he do a story about, or I look him up and that's like one of the first things that popped up, because I don't know, it could be because my phone was around and they say that they listening through your phone. And when you say stuff, even when your phone is off, like I heard that, like when you say things, like your phone is still listening and they'll recommend like random stuff. And since I had said his name, one of the first videos to come up. Or I looked him up, I searched him, I did Google him or whatever, and I clicked on a little short little article about him that didn't go into details, but when I watched his videos, he went into details, and I'm just like, I don't know. I was thinking about researching him and like doing a little video, a little something about him, but now I'm thinking like maybe I'm gonna do something different. It's still gonna be true crime, but it's gonna be different. I don't know, watch a documentary about some true crime, or I did just watch 2 videos about cases and stuff, but like, I mean, like where they really get into details, like that's what I like. I like to get into the juicy details, to where like in the first video where I was like, ooh, so I can like throughout some of the story I can be guessing what's gonna happen, who's lying, who's telling the truth, who did it, and then by the end of it I'm like, oh my god, I said that, oh my god, I'm shocked, I never would have thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I like to go into the deep story, and then like I want to do a podcast about it, but I don't want to do it by myself, because sitting here with me just talking about it, I don't feel like that's gonna be fun. With me and somebody else talking about it, that will be like very entertaining, because we have 2 people with 2 different opinions, even if they might be similar, a little different, or whatever. 2 different opinions is always better than one. You can look at things at 2 different perspectives. Did I say that word right? I don't feel like, you know, I always had a speech problem, you know, like even growing up, like even when I was a child, I remember having to take speech and stuff, because like it was certain words I could not say, and then getting the tongue ring didn't make it easier, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially like for like the first week. I wonder if I can find them videos. I'm gonna post them videos actually, so stay tuned for them. I'm actually gonna see if I can find the videos. Like I was recording myself as my tongue was healing. Like I think I waited like a week, and I got a video of like a day or 2 after I got my tongue ring, and it had swollen, and I was talking kind of weird. I was trying to get my positioning of the tongue, and I had the metal one in my mouth. Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna find those videos and post them. That would be a good thing. Like, see my little piercing journey, and it actually didn't hurt like I thought it was gonna hurt. Like the worst part was the clamp. The needle was quick. Piercing was like real quick. The worst thing was the needle. Like, yeah, I think I'll sit there and do it again. Like if I took my tongue ring out and it was to close, I feel like I'll be able to sit there and do it again. Like just like when I got my only tattoo. Yes, everybody, I have a tattoo. When I got my only tattoo, I thought it was gonna hurt so bad, and it really didn't. I was high when I went and got it. I was not drunk, but I was high, and I did a lot of talking, which when I get high, I either talk a lot or I go to sleep. No, not go to sleep. Or I get really quiet and I go into my mind. It's either one. One of the two. I'm either eerily quiet or very talkative as I am now. But I think me talking also has something to do with this Moscato. Thank you, sis, for the Moscato. I appreciate it. And it's good. And it's people trying to drink it and open stuff before I get to drink it. Like, dang, can I open something that was given to me? Like, even on my birthday this year. Yeah, it's still 2021. Even on my birthday this year, I bought me a bottle when a mug was trying to drink more than me. And I didn't buy me a bottle. It was somebody gave me a bottle of wine for my birthday. And mug was trying to drink more than me. And then they went and bought another one because my boo came and said something like, why would y'all drink all her stuff? It's her birthday. Like, y'all supposed to be buying her something. And like, you see, I brought her something. Like, he brought me marijuana and some other stuff. That's our business. But he's telling them, like, y'all supposed to, it's her birthday. Like, y'all drinking all her stuff. He went and got me another bottle, and my other cousin comes and he wants to drink all that. Like, I feel like I have to run and hide to drink by myself, to have fun, to have a good time. I have to go run and hide. I don't want to get off live, but I'm like, I have nothing else to talk about. I have nothing else to talk about, and like, it's pointless to be on here. I was hoping that somebody would get on live with me and would talk to me a little bit, but nobody has, and it's understandable. Like, understandable. I'm a small YouTuber. Like, I don't even be on YouTube often. I don't have that many subscribers, so like, yeah, I wouldn't be on my page either. No, I'm just saying. I don't know how I just did that. I didn't mean to. I am cute. I don't know why I think I'm so cute. I feel like I'm glowing. I feel like I'm glowing. The light. It's the light. My hair nappy. I don't care. I somewhat combed it. LA Cool J pulls out of New York Rockin' Eves. that? New Year's Rockin' Eve. After testing testing positive for COVID. I've been recording for almost 2 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna wait, what? Antonio Brown? Okay, like, what? So people be just mad for any reason. Like, if you ask like a random ass question, Muggs is just mad. Okay, I was confused because it just popped up a picture of Cardi B and it said something about her dress or whatever, and it said daughter, and I thought it said daughter and daughter, but it said daughter and stepdaughter. So I'm like, she had 2 children. Like, where have I been? I don't like her, but I still would have heard about this. Like, I hate Cardi. For anybody that just want to know, if you don't like me now because I don't like Cardi, that is fine. I hate Cardi. Like, she gets on my nerves. Her voice is more annoying as heck. She has the most annoying voice. You can't tell me that her voice is not annoying. Like, I can't even do it. It's so annoying. And I know I have an annoying laugh because I'm goofy and I have the weirdest laugh in the world. So when I laugh, like, for real laugh, like, it's the weirdest shit. But that's my laugh. And I think I have a cute voice. But everybody think their voice is cute. And I can't take her. Her voice is irritating. Like, she's irritating. Things she do irritating. Okay. I don't want to get into it, so I am gone off this live. I brought it up and I just got mad. I don't know why, but I don't like her. Okay. So, bye. There ain't nobody been on my live this whole time. That's rude. not really, cause I don't even be on YouTube like that. But I promise to try to get better. I got this program. I've been trying out stuff, so I'm gonna keep figuring out things, and hopefully I can do more of what I want to do. React to more videos, and maybe even like react to like a article, have a discussion about articles, true life. I mean, true crime, not true life. We can even talk about true life things. Like, come on, I just want to like start doing more with my life. My life sucks, it's boring, and I'm just tired of not doing nothing. Like, months of just laying in the bed and feeling sorry for myself and stuff. It's over. Oh my god, I'm over with that. And like, I really haven't been having the energy to get out of bed, and it sucks. That's part of the reason why I'm really starting to think that I might actually have depression. But I don't know. Who knows? Only the people that attempted to try to diagnose me with it claims, or whatever. Whatever. I'm sorry. I know I'm still skeptical and I still don't believe it, but I have my moments when I sit back and I just be like, no normal person that's, I don't have anybody torture me, I don't have anybody trying to kill me. My life ain't that terrible for me to just like feel like it's pointless. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? And I do have days where I feel like it's pointless. What's the point of getting out of bed? What's the point of doing it? Anything? Like, life sucks. And I feel like life hates me, God hates me, everybody hates me. But hey, living through it and pushing through it is gonna be my story. So, like, even though I'm not as productive as I would like to be, because I refuse, this is me talking to myself, because, like, I feel like I could do so much more, but then on the same time, like, I feel like sometimes my depression gets so bad that sometimes it might give me anxiety. I don't know if that's a thing, but it makes like I have days to like where I feel like everybody is judging me. Everybody is like, oh, she sucks. Like everybody is having their opinion, and it's just like I have no control over my feelings towards it. It's like sometimes like it'll really bother me and it'll really get to me, and then other times I'm just like able to just like brush it off and be like, whatever. It's just like I don't know how to explain it. I dang near want to say I kind of feel like two different people. Like, one person is way more emotional, way more sensitive, will cry way quicker, and then the other person is like has more tough skin. Is am I making sense? I feel like I'm confusing people. It's just I don't know. Why did I bring this up? Because I have so many thoughts on this. I don't know. Maybe I should do a video about it. But I have so many thoughts about it because, like, when I sit back and I actually just think about my life, I actually really do feel like it's a possibility that I could have two different. I feel like how I react. It's like so opposite sometimes it's like I will get some news and I will handle it perfectly fine, perfectly okay, not over the top and and then I will get, and it will be weird because sometimes I feel like I forget stuff and people have to remind me, and then it slowly comes back. And when it comes back, I can feel like how a situation, like two different situations, but similar. Did I say the word right? Similar situations got two different results. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and I kind of sometimes want to tell myself it's different people. Then, you know, I handle different people different ways. Like, some people piss me off I just don't like from jump. So, I jump down their throat. But, like, I also think at the same time, like, that might just not be, like, I can get in two different situations, similar situations with the same person, like a month or two apart, and they could get two different reactions, two different personalities, two different, you know, examples. Like, let's say hypothetically 3 months ago, or last month, or 2 weeks ago, or maybe 2 days ago, let's say me and my significant other got in an argument over cheating, and this time I'm just angry and I won't let it go, and I keep talking about how I figure whether he's cheating or not, and he's telling me he's not cheating. He can come with receipts, but in my head, because I believe that he is cheating, nothing he says is gonna. And as he's trying to defend himself, I'm getting angrier and angrier and angrier and more pissed and more. I want to fight. I want to throw stuff. Like, I feel really angry. And let's say today, me and my significant other can get in an argument about cheating, and the conversation go completely different. I'm more understanding. I'm more willing to listen. You know, like, I'm more calm, and I don't let my temper bring me to the point of where I want to throw something, where I want to fight, where I'm so angry, where I can, like, literally feel like I can, like, bubble up with anger. Like, two different personalities, two different reactions. You get what I'm saying? I'm finna to go because I feel slow. That rhymed. I'm sorry. I'm going home. I'm going home. I will see you guys later. I will see. I'm going home. I can't. Y'all see how weird I am. And if you guys don't want to be subscribed anymore, I understand. But please don't unsubscribe. Please don't. I'm weird, but I'm weird in a nice way. In a good way. Yeah, I'm weird in a good way. I know y'all like, what the hell? I know. I'm off a little bit, but we like off people. Okay. Whatever. I'm just high. So I'm gonna go. I'm rambling and saying random stuff. I'm about to go. So thank you guys for watching this video. I am out of here. It's been a good one. I've rambled about random stuff, so you guys got to see a little bit inside of this little weird brain of mine. Hopefully we can do that. Well, I can do things more like this now that I'm discovering more, especially since I got this new program. And I'm like, since the free one can do this, I can't wait to see what else it can do. But I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I have a kind of issue with talk singing. Is it talk singing? Only when I'm really excited. I don't know why I'm so excited. Yeah. I don't think this was a bad lie. Even though it was unintentional. I was trying to fix my audio first and foremost. And I clicked on the wrong thing. And from trying to fix my audio, I was actually trying to go from my recording with my laptop camera to recording with my camcorder, and I couldn't do that. And then I started trying to figure out, it was a whole bunch of stuff. I went from trying to figure out a whole bunch of other stuff, and I went live, and I'm like, did I really go live? Am I really live? I went live. Okay. Like, I'm sorry for this mess of a live that I brung out, but like I was telling myself that I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna record and try to show people that I'm at least trying, because as of right now I've been really doing a really horrible job of being a YouTuber, and I don't even know if I want to be a real YouTuber. Like, having people know everything about me, I don't want that. Like, getting real popular, like having a few people know who I am and maybe getting monetized. Yeah, of course, who wouldn't want that? But like having like millions or thousands, not even millions, just thousands. Like, I know I ain't never gonna make it to 1,000 subscribers, so I would never get monetized. So anything I do on YouTube right now is just for fun, because I know, like, with the personality that I have, I mean, I attract people, but I attract the weirdest people. The weirdest. Like, I'm weird, and I know I'm weird, and I embrace I love my weird. I love being weird amongst the people that I am around. Like, I'm weird to myself. People tell me I'm weird all the time, and like, that actually makes me happy. Like, tell me I'm weird. That is not an insult. You know how some people like, that's weird. Like, you don't like it, but telling me I'm weird is like a good thing to me. Like, 'cause I love being different than anybody else. And I know, like, I have like some of the most weirdest moments. That's another reason why I thought YouTube would be good for me. I'm like, I could talk to myself. Like, I be talking to myself, and that's something that I let everybody know. I talk to myself. I believe it is A-okay. It is perfectly fine to talk to yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, if ain't nobody else gonna talk to you, why not talk to yourself? Like, sometimes sitting down and actually talking to yourself, you get the best advice, the best ideas, and just brainstorming with yourself, going back and forth with yourself. And sometimes asking yourself a question is all you needed to solve the question that you've been thinking about your whole time. Just say it out loud. Why not? You can, like, and I'm just like, okay, I talk to myself, I ask myself questions out loud, so why not turn on the camera and ask myself that question to a camera, therefore asking you that question, and have somebody interact with me and see how many people feel exactly how I feel, or am I as weird as people say I am? Like, people be like, no one else would think of something like that, but I beg to differ. Like, it's so many people in this world. I'm pretty sure it's one more person that's almost as weird as I am. Even not. We have some things that might be similar, some things that's not. Like, some people might like my energy, or some people just might like the fact that I'm so weird and I ramble about random stuff that has nothing to do with nothing. Like, I can sit here and talk for 15 minutes about face cream and then abruptly change to knitting and go from knitting to talking about coffee, and from talking about coffee, talking about my sock, and from talking about my sock that was on the floor that I just found out of nowhere, I might just start talking about a piece of paper I found, a number that popped up in my head, or anything. Like, my brain is so weird, you never know what you're gonna get. You can get so many things, and that's what I love about my brain. Okay, it kind of does embarrass me, like, having people inside of my brain seeing just how weird I am. But I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, it can't be that bad, because whenever I let people into my brain, they seem to fall in love with me. So why not let the whole world into my brain and have them fall in love with me? Because I'm lovable. I have to be unlovable, because for a person that don't like people like me, it seems. But I also heard the thing to where it's like, the people that don't like people, you know, the people that don't want to be around people, that prefer to be by themselves, introverts, are more likely to have people gravitate towards them. And I'm just like, why is that? Why do people that's like more to their self, more inward, more in their brain, more want to think, more want to whatever, why is people just attracted to them? People fall in love with them like so easily. And then there'll be like the people that you think are the meanest, because I have so many people tell me that I am a bitch. Like, I had so many people tell me that I'm mean, I'm rude, and da 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 da. But then after a while of talking to me, they be like, oh my god, I love you. And I'm like, why? You just said I was a bitch, or I was rude, or I was annoying, or I was irritating, but now you love me? Like, that's probably why I was really good in customer service. I did retail for a really long time, and I was in Build-A-Bear for like 2 years. So, like, of course, you have to be able to be good with people. But I don't understand how I'm good with people when in my head all I be thinking, like, get away from me, don't talk to me, why are you looking at me, like, leave me alone. I prefer to be in my room under my covers. But yet again, that could just be me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm finna go because I just been sitting here rambling for a long time, and I've been on live for 2 hours. Almost 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I've been rambling. You got a little bit. You actually got me reacting to 2 videos, and you got a little bit into my brain and of how weird I am and how I switch topics just like that. Like, yeah, my brain moves that quick. I can talk about different things just like that. That's why that's what happens when I don't plan shit. When shit just happens, I ramble and just talk about random stuff that don't even make sense. And you guys might just be looking at this video, watching this video, all like, what the heck is she talking about? She just sitting here, just keep talking, keep rambling and everything. And then we sitting here, well, if y'all don't know what the heck I'm talking about, then why the heck is y'all sitting here still watching this video? I'm just saying, y'all must really like me. I know. Okay. I'm sorry. I was finna get excited again. I was finna start singing for y'all again. Now, I know I can't sing it, which really does not matter. No, I can't sing. But, I don't know. I have this thing about when I get excited, I sing things for, I don't know why. Why I just be singing stuff? I don't know why I'm so excited. I know I keep saying that I'm gonna leave, but then I find something to ramble about again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get myself to shut up, but I can't. This is what happens when I smoke. I'm sorry. I smoked, and now I can't shut the fuck up. I could just stop the live, but then again, I don't want to, because I still have a little bit of hope that maybe somebody will talk to me, say hi to me, and I can say hi back, and then we can start a conversation, and then this live won't be pointless. But then again, it still won't be pointless, because then again, somebody can watch it and then want to reply to it, and then we can have a conversation in the messages. But I don't know. This is what happens when you I keep saying the same thing over and over, and I know y'all like, yes, this is part of my rambling. I will repeat myself. I repeat. This is what happens. So, I don't know. I just feel like I want to sit here and talk to you guys and give y'all a little bit into my brain. When I sit here and I just talk unexpectedly and just like let things come in my brain, I feel more natural, and I feel like more people would gravitate towards me and be more able, I said that wrong, will be able to relate to me more, because I'm sitting here just talking about stuff. With the bad thing about just going willy-nilly is just talking about random stuff. You never know what you're gonna say, especially when you have not planned it, and especially a person like me that subject hop. And most of the time, like you guys, y'all probably just gonna sit there and be like, what is she talking about? I don't know what she's talking about. But my brain be working so hard and so quick and so fast, and I'm sorry, I'm trying not to talk fast, because when I start talking fast, then my words start to scramble together, and it sounds like I'm speaking a different language, and I'm not trying to speak a different language, because that's not what. That's not what's going on here. I keep feeling myself doing this. I keep feeling myself trying to speak faster, but I want to pronounce all my words, because I don't want you guys to get confused and be like, what is she saying? I don't know what she's saying, and think I said one thing when actually I said something else. but then you ask me about it later, I ain't gonna know what I said, because then when I play it back, probably gonna hear something that I really didn't say. Yeah. But anyway, if you guys made it through this video this far, God bless you. Thank you. I love, you have to love the crap out of me to make it this far through this video. 2.5 hours. Oh my God, I applaud you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh my God. Thank you. While you're at it, since you watched this video, why don't you just go ahead and like it while you're at it? Made it all the way this far, so you might as well go ahead. Come on. You know you want to. Come on, come on, come on. And while you're liking it, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you're notified. Like, you know how YouTube work. You hit that bell and they tell you every time I upgrade. I mean upload. I said upgrade.